As a born-again, spirit-filled Christian, you have the wonderful privilege of being led by the Holy Spirit. The Spirit can guide you into making wise decisions. Those decisions can lead to prosperity, to an abundant life, to a happy marriage, to successful children, to a thriving ministry, to a happy and fulfilling life. But we have to recognize what it really means to be led by the Spirit. Today, some people think that whatever is in their heart to do, that's the Holy Spirit putting it in their heart to do. Well, that's not always the case. Now, it can be the case, but not always. For example, Paul wrote, if a man desires the office of a bishop, he desires a good task. Well, first of all, who in the world would ever want to be a bishop and to be a minister? It would have to be a God thing to put that desire in your heart. But some people will use scriptures like that and say, well, see, I have a desire to go to Hollywood to be a famous actor. Or I'm going to go to Nashville to be the next country music star. I'm going to go to New York to be the next supermodel. Stop for a moment. Can you see that maybe the Holy Spirit's not leading you, but rather it's the desires of the flesh that's guiding you? I want you to listen to the Apostle Paul in Galatians chapter 5, verse 16. He says, so I say, walk by the Spirit, and you will not gratify the desires of the flesh. For the flesh desires what is contrary to the Spirit, and the Spirit what is contrary to the flesh. They are in conflict with each other, so that you do not do whatever you want to do. But if you are led by the Spirit, you're not under the law. Notice he's saying when we're led by the Spirit, he leads us away from the desires of the flesh. So we have to be careful that we don't allow the sins of the flesh to contaminate us hearing from the voice of the Spirit. For example, I hear people will say to me, Bishop, I'm going to leave the church. God's leading me to leave. And when I get to the bottom of it, you know what I find? The vast majority of cases, the people are offended. Someone has hurt their feelings. Someone has betrayed them. Someone has done them wrong. And they are so offended. They're allowing their offense to be interpreted as God's leading them to go somewhere else. See, you got to be careful about the sins of the flesh. See, the Holy Spirit's not going to lead you where your flesh wants to go. Do you think Jesus wanted to go to the garden? Do you think he wanted to go to the wilderness to be tested by the devil? Of course his flesh didn't want to do that. And neither does your flesh want to do that. And so many times people make the mistake. They let the flesh gain the ascendancy. Someone might say, God's leading me to take this job that pays 50% more, but I'm not going to be able to go to church anymore. Stop for a moment. Is that really God's leading? Or is the desires of greed, is that not motivating you? Friend, don't be confused with the leading of the Spirit and the desires of your own flesh.